At this point, we've covered just about everything there is to Peach. How to play her, how to turnip, how to combo, how to float. Now there's only one thing left to cover: how to beat Peach. Hello there, my name is ꜱᴏᴄɪᴜ herself. I'm a Peach and Wolf main, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and smash that bell icon if you want to keep up with my content and when I post. I shoot for 3 videos a month, but sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. It is what it is. With that being said, this will actually be the final video in our Peach guide, as the sign of true mastery is being able to destroy the master, or maybe it's actually to be able to teach, but either way, we are going to destroy Peach in this video and talk about 5 ways to counter her, as well as counter picks for her. As always, timestamp, social media, including my Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as featured players will all be in the description below, so make sure to check that out. By the way, I have goodies today. I will give more information on how to get these goodies at the end of the video, so stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get started. How to beat Peach. Before we can identify Peach's weaknesses, we first have to look at her attributes. Peach is classified as a lightweight, with a weight of 89 units, 1 unit away from a middleweight, and she's relatively slow on both the ground and in the air. She can't crawl or wall jump, however, she can float for 2.5 seconds. Finally, she has sizable normals for a character without a sword, a few disjoints, an okay counter in Toad, and a diverse, throwable projectile simply called Turnip. Given these attributes, we're going to focus on Peach's inherent weaknesses to juggling, disjoints, and zoning. We'll split this video into 2 parts: counterplay and counterpicks. Let's begin with counterplay. Our first way to counter Peach is to juggle her. By definition, juggling is a type of combo that involves repeatedly hitting someone into the air without letting them recover or hit the ground. Being the 75th slowest faller in the game and lacking a proper landing tool means Peach hates being juggled, including me. She's often left to desperately dare in hopes of reaching the stage, or to float around until she finds a place to land or retreats to the ledge. If you manage to hit Peach out of her float, she won't regain it again until she touches the stage. That means it's the perfect time to flex your juggling skills. After exhausting her float and jumps, landing a finisher on her shouldn't be too hard, and at the very least, you've packed on 20 to 50% with relative safety. Not bad. A combo up air like Mario's or a multi-hit like Samus or Joker's is a great way to control area, since if you hit once, you're usually guaranteed another. Using safe moves to trade into her dare, invincible up smashes or disjoints, Ike's up air, will also help close out a stock. Disjoints. While Peach has above average range for a character without a sword, she'll find herself hard pressed to approach a character with disjoints. By definition, hitboxes that are separated from a character's hurtbox or body are often called disjointed, and every sword character has one. What makes disjoints so lovely is that they can connect from further away, so the attacker doesn't trade as easily. If Peach throws her hand into a sword, she's gonna get cut. While Peach is contesting space with nairs or bears, use your disjoints to whiff punish her float-cancelled aerials or to knock her safely out of an approaching float. Another plus to disjoints is that they have a tendency to break turnips, so if she takes to camping you, don't be afraid to slice those veggies. Unless if they're stitch faces, of course. Talking about projectiles. Zoning. Being the slow, floaty, and reflectorless character Peach is, proper projectile play can really give her a run for her money. Outside of Toad or floating, there's little else Peach specifically can do to retaliate against a wall of arrows, boomerangs, crosses, charge shots, and Gordos. Even worse, due to her slow fall and run speed, when hit, it can take her a while to regain stage control, and she'll be forced to pursue her opponent if she loses percent lead. A small tip: Peach cannot air dodge while in float, so be sure to pelt your projectiles at an angle she enjoys floating at, which is usually the short hop's height, if not grounded. So, we've covered counterplay, but for the second half of the video, I'll be covering 3 characters that play well into Peach's weaknesses. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please remember to leave a like, and let's talk counterpicks. Lucina. Not only is she relatively easy to learn, but she's fast on the ground, has quick safe attacks, and can be played rather aggressively thanks to her sword lacking sour spots. Lucina allows you to safely poke Peach and quickly close the gap when needed. She's also not too bad at juggling and can net relatively early kills with a forward smash regardless of how clean the hit is. The only downside to Lucina is her lack of a projectile and rather linear recovery. Baiting Peach to contest your space and mixing up your recovery with your double jump will be key in this matchup. A small tip, use Lucina's Fair to break turnips. But if Peach gets a lucky stitch or bomb pull, use counter for a potential kill. Oh, and don't worry about Saturns too much. You always have your own shield breaker handy. King D3. This may come off surprising for some, but I believe King Dedede is a solid pick against Peach. Armed with a huge disjoint in his hammer, an unorthodox projectile in Gordo, and a surprisingly diverse recovery, D3 can give Peach a frustrating time. The thing that really makes him shine in this matchup is all of the above in combination with his weight. Peach's main squeeze is that she deals massive damage and kills her opponent with Fair relatively early. Not only does D3 not die until around 150+%, but getting into his space and staying there can be very tough due to his disjoints and projectile play. Peach is a whirling fortress of pain, but she's not a fast whirling fortress of pain, and D3 has all the tools necessary to slow down the game to a crawl, bait Peach into early kills, and survive to tell the tale. If you love heavies, this may be your guy. Joker. If it's not fairly obvious with MKLeo's run-in with Samsora during Smash and Splash, Joker can more than hold his own against Peach. Armed with a disjoint, projectiles, extensive grab combos, and slippery movement, Joker's hit-and-run nature can make him a tough opponent for Peach to pin down. He can pester our princess with his projectiles and go to extreme lengths to edgeguard her thanks to his amazing tether recovery. Where Joker really shines, however, is with his trump card Arsene. When Daddy Arsene is out, Joker's game plan isn't changed, it's enhanced. His projectiles juggle, his quick normals kill, and for a long moment, all odds are in his favor. If that's not enough, Joker with Arsene is one of the few characters who can reliably edgeguard Peach from on stage. When she attempts the parasol, timing Tetrakarn will send her hurling into the blast zone. Can't say I've seen many counters do that. If you enjoy a cat and mouse playstyle that can turn the tides in a rebel's guard, this is your man. And there we have it, ending our extensive Peach guide with her death. Ironic, isn't it? Now, this doesn't mean that we'll never talk about Peach again. I mean, she is my main after all. You'll still see plenty of her on the channel. But with her chapter closed, we can move on to other characters and topics and open those chapters up. Most recently, I've been thinking of making a wolf guide, but feel free to leave a comment of what other characters you'd like to see guides of. Our next video will be a collab with a good friend of mine. Some of you may already know him in the Smash scene as Glyph Money. I won't tell you what exactly the video is about, but I will leave this hint. A tiny bit of it was covered in the video today. Besides that, I want to make more videos discussing different aspects of Smash's meta, history, and characters, not unlike the first video I put on this channel talking about the character crisis. So if you're into more thought-provoking and conceptual videos, you're in for quite a treat. Finally, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell notification, and sharing this video with other Peach players or people who want to beat Peach too. If you want to stay connected, feel free to join the Discord, tweet me on Twitter, snag my Instagram, or consider joining my Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and receive unique rewards like lessons or shoutouts, you can find them there. Speaking of which, a big thank you to my first Patreon, ꜱᴏᴜ, I hope I'm saying your name okay, for supporting me in the production of this video. You, sir, are far too kind. Something that we do on my stream that I'd happily do for Patreons of this caliber as well is we do curtsies. So thank you again, ꜱᴜ, for your contribution to this channel. I really do appreciate it. So, I bet you're still wondering about that giveaway, right? In order to qualify for the giveaway, you'll need to follow me on Twitter, like this post, and leave a comment tagging a friend who may also be interested. I'll choose the winner on Friday, July 5th at 5 PM from all eligible entries. Since I will be sending these through the mail, make sure you're comfortable either sharing your address or local post office. Well, that's about it. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, may the RNG be in your favor.